This opening activity is called Johnny's Day. The purpose of this activity is to introduce the kids to the idea that self-control is thinking about what God would want them to do before they act. The children will hear a story about a kid who makes lots of choices to use self-control or not. For this activity, you will need your help sheet, a whiteboard or poster board, and the Johnny's Day printouts from your CD-ROM, and then some tape or other way to attach the story to the board. Be sure to cut out the sections of the story before the kids arrive and put them in the correct order. Introduce the activity like this. Today we're going to see the differences self-control makes in our lives. I want you to listen to the story about Johnny. Johnny has many opportunities to use self-control during his day. Each time I read a section, I want one of you to put it on the self-control side of the board if Johnny used self-control, or the no self-control side of the board if Johnny didn't use self-control. Read the positive versions of Johnny's Day first, then read the negative versions. As the kids tell you whether they are self-controlled or not, put them in the appropriate column. Now I've already got most of my story up here, so I'm going to start kind of at the end. Here we go. All right, guys. Johnny heard the noise of the ice cream truck pulling up on the other side of the park. Everyone started to run over to get ice cream. Johnny already had an apple for snack, so he watched the other kids go racing across the park. Now he was on his own. He got to swing all he wanted. Then he ate his apple and went over to the skate park and practiced some tricks before he went home. Okay guys, so is that self-control or not self-control? Very good, self-control. So we're gonna put it on the self-control side. Very good. Okay, let's read the next one. Johnny heard the noise of the ice cream truck pulling up on the other side of the park. Everyone started to run over to get ice cream. Johnny got on Sean's bike and raced across the park. He looked back over his shoulder to see how far ahead of the other kids he was. Just then, the bike's front tire hit a big rock and the bike flipped. Johnny skidded on the ground, hitting his head and tearing his favorite jeans. When he got up to look at the bike, the front wheel was bent and the tire was flat. Johnny's stomach started hurting real bad as he walked the bike back home. Okay, was that self-control or not self-control? Yeah, no self-control. So we're gonna put that on the no self-control side. Stick that, oops, excuse me. Stick that right there. All right, the next one. When Johnny got home, he saw Sean standing in his driveway with both of their dads. Johnny's dad said, "There you are, Johnny, we've been looking for you." Sean said that he and his dad were entering a father and son bike race next week and wanted to know if Johnny and his dad wanted to join them. Johnny said, "I'd love to, but my bike is old and kind of junky." Johnny's dad said, "Why don't we give it a paint job and fix it up together? We'll be there." Johnny and his dad had a great time together fixing his bike and entering the race. So that one was a little bit different. He didn't so much make a choice, it was more like the consequences of what had happened. So was that the consequences of self-control or of not having self-control? Very good, self-control. Okay. So let's stick that one there. And this is our last one. When Johnny got home, he saw Sean standing in his driveway with both of their dads. Johnny's dad said, "There you are, Johnny, we've been looking for you." "Why did you take something without asking, Johnny?" Johnny felt so sick, he couldn't even answer. He mumbled, "I'm sorry," and ran inside to throw up the 3 bowls of cereal. Johnny's dad came in and told him that he was letting Sean take Johnny's bike for the rest of the summer, and Johnny would have to work mowing lawns over the summer until he made enough money to repair Sean's bike. So again, that's kind of consequences. Was that consequences of having self-control or of not having self-control? Yeah, no self-control there, definitely. Okay, guys, now let me ask you this. Which one of these days would you rather have? The self-control day or the other day? Me too, definitely the self-control day. It looks like a lot more fun. You know, God wants us to use self-control because He has our best interests in mind. If we don't use self-control, we're inviting trouble into our lives just like Johnny did in this day over here. In this story, Johnny exercised self-control when he made the choices God wanted him to make. Self-control is thinking about what God would want you to do before you act. Today, we're going to be talking about self-control.